back to the Breeze Shooter Show, everyone. A little cold, and we're having some technical issues.
We always have technical issues, man.
Yeah, no, but it's different when it's cold. But this is the Ride Along Show with the Breeze Shooters. I'm your host, Chris. Wow,
you had
man.
I know you had a long night yesterday.
I
know you had a long night yesterday.
I'm your host, Lou, joined by my good friend, Chris.
There you go.
And normally our camera guy, Loco Steven, would be here, but whenever there's bad weather, he's on call. So,
right,
I don't know if
let's not get too much into detail.
The show number is 347-721-3161.
Say it again.
347-721-3161. Please try to call in around 4:30 to 4:40.
Call whenever the fuck you guys want.
Yeah, just call in. We have a special guest today. Our guest today is a former gang member. He was a Latin King member. I'm not going to say former. I don't know if he's still active.
We'll ask him. We'll ask him.
But he's a gang member turned YouTuber turned gamer. And Chris, he's an internet success.
No, I've seen him.
He's an internet success. He's a master of storytelling. He's one of the first people to chronicle stories, gang stories from Rikers Island, and he shares these stories on his podcast. Very entertaining. I'm talking about Warpath. And
what's the name of the podcast?
On the Lockdown.
I'm gonna start throwing questions at you just in case you did your homework.
Maybe you should say stuff instead of throwing questions. How about that? Let's start there. You know what, Chris? Hold on. Let me lower this monitor because it kind of bothers me.
Really? That's the way we're going, Lou?
Yeah.
Damn.
There we go. I think that works.
You know, that's all fine and dandy, but we went right into the intro, and I noticed that
No. There's a reason. I know where you're going. There's a reason. All right.
All right.
We didn't get a chance to talk because I thought we'd have a little bit more time, but I'll explain to you later.
I just don't want that to fall, and then you
got insurance, right?
No, I haven't had insurance for over 27 years.
Hey, so how's everything with you? We actually got to catch up over the weekend. Played a little bit of poker.
Oh, it was first of all, it was amazing.
It was.
Spending time with my brothers is always. We don't do it enough, and I understand that it's because of the freaking times that we're living in, but that shouldn't be an excuse. We all are very responsible human beings, and I really, really, really enjoyed our poker game. We used to do this. We used to do this on a regular back in the day, Lou.
Yeah, that was some legendary games.
Of course, man.
People were leaving naked.
The characters. There was always, we always have our regular 4 or 5, which it's Lou, me, Willie,
can't forget
Shafiq,
yeah.
Danny, because they used to be in Willie's and Danny's apartment most of the time.
Yeah.
So that's the regular 5.
And it was my fault too. I should have brought the camera because even Danny mentioned it. There's just so much good content and the things we talk about.
What happened Saturday was at least 2 episodes.
At least. So Chris, is that like a full occupation you have now?
What are you talking about?
Outing people?
Whoa, no. We left that.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave right there.
Come on, man, stop it.
Let's just say if you have a secret, don't tell Chris.
I almost didn't sleep. That night. Almost. I went to bed fine, but I almost didn't sleep.
What else is going on, man?
You know what? It's been well, we're just not gonna scroll over what happened on Saturday and give me my flowers, please. You can ask me what's going on, and I tell you that after Saturday, my weekend, I felt like a baller. Why? Because out of 3 tournaments, but this is a normal thing for me when I play with my brothers. I normally listen, people. I gotta lose on purpose sometimes because I know they love me and everything, but they'll stop inviting me if every time I go, I win. So what I do, but this time I haven't seen them in so long, and there was a lot of suburban money there. I was the only one in what you call the hood in good terms. Where you got the Suburbans, and then you got the
you were the only city folk. in the city.
Yeah, inner city. Yeah, I like that. I was the only one. I was the only one from the inner city. From
the only representative.
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
Inner city. Yeah.
So there was a lot of stocks and and real estate money floating around. So
Well,
I'm glad. I'm glad.
No, man. Listen, you got lucky. You won 3 games.
See. I hate those backsided compliments.
Listen,
I did not get lucky.
When I'm dealing with characters that are not doing what they're supposed to do, it makes it hard for me to kind of make these moves.
And when I saw myself losing, I
saw. That's when you dropped the little. Hey, by the way, you guys heard? Get their attention off the game.
Oh my God!
But what else? What else is going on, man? You catch up? You see any football games?
You know what,
predictions? Dallas, another first round bounce.
I get happy every time.
I mean, they always get bounced in the first round. You know?
I don't know what's going on. I think and the thing is, they have the talent.
They do,
but I think I think their problem lies in Jerry Jones, which Jerry Jones, he wants to be that type of owner.
He's definitely a hands-on owner.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes it could be counterproductive.
I mean,
it's like James Dolan whenever he starts fucking with the Knicks. Get the proper people. You're a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
You own the team. Get the proper people in place and let them do what they need to do. But when you're in hands-on, now as a boss, if I hire you as a coach and I'm breathing over your neck and not letting you're gonna make unadvised decisions and stuff like that. And I think that Jerry Jones puts their people nervous. And not for nothing. When was the last successful coach in Dallas? It was the dude.
Was it Bill Parcells?
JJ. No, JJ. Jimmy Johnson.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
You're talking 90s.
They haven't. Dallas hasn't done nothing in over 20, 25 years.
And I think they have a crazy record of making it to the first round and just getting bounced every time. From Tony Romo, like I think before him, I forget who was the quarterback before him. It was like no, that was the Hall of Famer was before him. What's his name? He's the commentator now.
Troy
Aikman. Was it Troy Aikman or there was somebody in between?
It could be somebody in between.
Yeah, but
I think Bledsoe tried to. I'm not 100%
sure. The crazy thing is, Joe, they're like the Yankees in terms of he just throws money at that organization. Phenomenal facility. Probably one of the biggest. I believe it is the biggest stadium. Right?
No, this is ridiculous.
It's insane.
Dallas Stadium is crazy. Cowboy Stadium is crazy. But it's not only throwing the money. See, that's why I love Steinbrenner. And you can't compare. I guess dynasty-wise, you can compare. But Steinbrenner used to throw money around. But Steinbrenner he stopped getting involved way back in the early 80s. Like he would, No.
He was definitely hands off. But he definitely let you know through the media that he wasn't happy if you weren't performing or something like that. He would use the media.
I'm fine with that though.
Yeah.
But Jerry Jones wants to be involved, to my knowledge. I'm not a Dallas fan, never was, never will be. But
what are you, a Giant fan?
I'm a Giants fan. I'm glad that they fired everybody, the coach and the president, the GM, and everybody.
They fired this coach right now?
They fired him. They fired him right after.
He thought it was his fault. I mean, Saquon's out. At the end of the day, that offensive line is not, and that's always been an issue. I think that's where you really need to focus on. And I heard there's rumors that they're going to be looking at Deshaun Watson. That would be a great pickup. But again, if you don't have an offensive line,
I think you bring up a good point. I think that's not taking nothing away from Brady. And I know we're bouncing around teams here, but one thing that you notice about Brady is that he always has a good offensive line. The team, the coach, the owner knows I gotta protect my guy because this is the guy that's my bread and butter. This is the guy so I gotta protect him. That's why phenomenal. I'm pretty sure not once again at 40, he's 40 years old already. 41.
I think he's I want to say close to mid 40s.
No way. No, I don't think
what he's doing right now is phenomenal. He's doing is unheard of.
Exactly. So
unheard of.
So that's what and that's what happened against Eli didn't get a lot of protection, but when he did get a little bit of protection, you know, we won a couple of we won a couple of Super Bowls.
Especially with pocket quarterbacks, you time is their friend. Now, if it's a running quarterback, he might be able to improvise and do stuff on the run. Who's that?
That's Terry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you know, the Jets, Barrios got nominated to what you call it?
You keep saying Barrios, and it upsets me.
It's his is Berrios.
Yeah.
Barrios.
Berrios. We do this all the time, Louis.
No, we don't. You do it because here everybody in the
Large
media calls
part-
him Barrios.
No, yeah. Well, the media is a bunch of idiots. You know, it's like calling Saquon. You know how bad that sounds? He even sounds borderline racist. Saquon.
Staying on there. Happy Martin Luther King Day.
That's why I brought it up. Yes, yes.
Will not be forgotten.
But no, it's Berrios, and I would like to know actually his
nationality.
nationality.
I was looking for it online and there was nothing there.
My brother's last name is Berrios, and you can't get more Puerto Rican than my brother.
No, but what I'm thinking is he might be Mexican because I think he's from California, but who knows? He I think blonde, blue eyes is.
You understand that there's blonde, blue eyes in the island too. You understand? Your sister is blonde and blue eyes. Your sister got blue and she's blonde.
Why are you putting on her information?
No, because you talk like in Puerto Rico, like we're all fucking.
I didn't say that. I'm just basically
spear chucking people. No, we got. We're more than natives. By the way, I love my Taino people, but we're more. I just don't like that. You just no, he can't be Puerto Rican because he has green eyes and blonde hair. No,
dude, I didn't even say that. I'm just telling
you. Yeah, but that's what you meant.
I'm just telling you. Usually it states there was nothing there that said his nationality.
How did you ask Google?
I said, Google, what's his nationality?
That's what. Why don't you just say ethnicity?
Say it one more time.
Ethnicity.
We're not moving until you get this right. Come on, let's go. Say it one more time.
Ethnicity.
There you go. Boom, you got it.
You don't have to jump in. I was gonna get it.
Yeah.
Is that I got a speech impediment?
What else? I'm just looking through, see what's going on in the world.
No, hey.
Crazy stuff, man.
A lot of crazy. You saw that underground. What? It's gonna fall.
Mm-hmm.
Underground volcano in Tonga that blew up and erupted. And
was that the one in? There was something in India.
No. Tonga is like in the Pacific over there around near Fiji and the Fiji Islands.
Oh, really?
Yeah, underwater volcano erupted. 30 kilometers. How much is 30 kilometers in feet? In fact, you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know that, right?
It's pretty high.
It's pretty. So 30 the mushroom ashes went all the way 30 kilometers.
Yo, I love this, man.
30 kilometers high.
I think we're onto something here, man. We should just have you do trending news and just,
what do you mean we're onto something? I'm a very informed guy, Louis. And by the way, people, I don't go with the CNN and the Fox and the MSNBC. I get my shit from the real deal people. You're never gonna get fake news from me.
You still get your news from Tony at the bodega? Yeah. He reads the paper first.
I like the way Tony translates shit, because Tony's views on things, his perspective broadens my horizons.
Yeah. Listen, man, there was a couple of stories you touched on Saturday that I wanted to bring here.
Stop bringing it up.
No, not that topic.
Okay.
There was other stuff. Give me a second as my memory.
All right, so go ahead.
But what else is going on? Anything new in your life? How's that? How your mom and brother made it back okay?
They made it back okay, man. No
COVID.
They left. No, yeah, they're fine. Thank God. They left, and right after they left, the fucking cold weather hit us, man.
Man, listen, let me tell you. Right now, I'm freezing. The studio is cold, but yesterday it was really cold. I think it was I saw at one point it was like not yesterday, the day before
yesterday.
I think it was like 13 degrees.
That's in the suburbs. In the inner city, I was 19, but it felt like 1 degree.
What? Yeah, it did.
So in the suburbs, it was probably a lot chillier.
I think we arrived somewhere. All right. As most of you people know, or if you don't know, you're new to the show. Chris is what we call
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, but most people will call him a slumlord.
Yo,
I'm just saying. So this time of season is where you really kind of measure how well you're doing with your tenants. Any complaints on how cold it is in the apartments
well,
that you could share?
I haven't had my quarterly meeting. Shout out to Will. I haven't had my quarterly meeting with my because I have a
What's about 20 dwellers? 20 dwelling
no,
unit?
I got it's actually 46.
40. Wow, that's a
46.
lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of complaints.
It's a lot of personalities that need to be checked, I guess.
Okay.
You know, so I haven't had my quarterly. By the way, I got a whole new system on the boiler room.
Oh, they
I
upgraded?
I could monitor everything through my phone. You know, I log in. If let's just say if somebody decides to complain about heat, like one of the most common complaints that I get is I get a text. Oh, there's no hot water. What people don't understand is I live in the same building.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have hot water, I don't have hot water.
But you are on the lower floor.
Okay. First of all, you didn't go to school to be a lawyer. You went
Not
to
a lawyer.
you went for business and administration, some shit. But it wasn't. I know it wasn't for law. I know that for a fact. But
no, we're not talking about law here. We're just talking about physics. So,
all right, but
so you're probably going to get a good stream of hot water before it makes its way up to what, the 6th floor, 5th floor?
Okay, 4th floor. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna
the run is a lot shorter.
I'm gonna entertain your point of view, just for the sake, because it's gonna just help me. Yeah, because I'm right. 99% of the time, I'm right.
You're always right.
I understand that, and even when I'm wrong, I'm like, I might be right.
It could have went that way. Right?
So the thing is, the guy. So I get a text message, yo, bro, because they figure since I'm Spanish, they can throw the bro word around, like, you know, like. And these are bangers, you know. These are, you know.
All right, Chris. They are they're Indian folks. Let's keep it there. Well, they happen to be from Bangladesh.
There you go, and that's why I
chop it in half. No,
I don't love. I chop it in half.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Instead of Bangladesh, I go bangers. Those are my bangers. Like,
okay,
like,
okay.
You know, like in the street, you say bangers.
No, I just want to make sure there's no confusion.
Oh, there's no confusion. All right. So they, yo, bro, there's no
hot water.
There's no hot water. And I go, all right. I don't dismiss them immediately, Lou. I go, all right, let me check.
Okay.
So I go from wherever I'm at in my apartment. Most of the time I'm in the living room because that's why I do a lot of my meditating and, you know, and finding my center.
Okay.
And I just walk to the bathroom.
You could just feel your belly. That's where your center is.
Yeah, that's where it all starts. You
okay.
know, from here, from the diaphragm. So, nothing. I go to the bathroom. Now, automatically, Lou, this is not I don't know how it works in your suburban area, but you turn on the water, you got to give it a few seconds.
It does.
You got to give it a few seconds.
At least 5 to 7 seconds for it to
and that's in your home.
Yeah.
In a building is a lot wider, a lot broader. So I turn it on and I see that it's lukewarm. It's under lukewarm. So I said, okay, but automatically I'm not getting dressed to go downstairs to the boiler because let me give it a shot at
so it can heat up.
Okay. So mind you, this was before we installed the new system.
Okay.
Right? But so a minute goes by and it's still lukewarm, a little bit under lukewarm, but I have faith that it's gonna warm up. So it's a big building, so just let it ride.
Okay.
So I see it's lukewarm, so I text the dude. I said, "Listen, just leave it on." He texts me back. It's been on for 15 minutes, and my wife was taking a shower and she couldn't take a shower. I said, "So you're telling me right now that your wife is soapy and just out of the shower soapy?"
So that means she was there when it was warm. She probably just used all the
hot
water.
I don't think he liked my question afterwards, like me asking his wife.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
But I needed to understand where he's coming from because you cannot. I always tell if you're gonna be a liar, That's why I stopped lying, because my memory is not good. If you're gonna be a productive liar, your memory has to be good.
Not even that, but it should be intertwined with some truth.
There you go.
Therefore, it's not a total lie.
Total lie, and you're able to navigate through the area.
Okay.
So he goes, yeah, my wife. So when the soapy thing, so then you know how you see the 3 dots?
Yeah. He was thinking of a response. He said, did this fucker just ask me if my wife is nude?
So in that moment, while I'm waiting, when I'm watching the 3 dots go side to side, I go and I see that the water heated up to the point where, it
needed to be.
Yeah. So I'm like, so even before he answered, I went boom, and I tell him, listen, I got hot water, and if I got hot water, that means you have hot water. You know what he tells me? Bro, I still don't have. I said, give it time. It's a big building, and it's an old building. Just give it time.
So how much time you think he needs to wait, Chris?
Till it gets. I can't give you a specific time until it gets hot.
10 minutes. That's a long time, Chris.
What about 20?
Chris, people got to go to work. So let's say you get up in the morning. Now you have to get up 40 minutes earlier to wait for the hot water.
Don't say it like that,
But you're saying 20 like it's okay.
It is okay.
He's paying rent.
The rent has nothing to do with the water.
Rent has everything to do with the water, buddy. You're paying for a service. You're paying for the rooms. You're paying for the apartment. You're paying for the security of the location you're at. You're paying for heat. You're paying for water.
I don't like
this is a package deal.
No, I don't like.
You can't say, hey, you know what? You got this apartment, but by the way, it doesn't have any windows. But you'll be okay.
It's your choice to take the apartment or not. But that's not the point.
You didn't tell them up front, hey, you're taking this apartment. By the way, water takes about maybe 18 minutes.
But it's not all the time, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if it's not all the time, think about it, Lou. If out of the year it happens 12 times,
and it happens to happen on the day that's 13 degrees.
Well, see, no, but now you're just trying to jam me.
We got to bring perspective to the story. It's happening in the coldest time, which means what was he getting heat?
There was beautiful heat.
Okay,
but people don't understand. And once again, if you don't have hot water, I don't have hot water.
But who cares about you? You're not paying.
But
you're not paying his rent. I mean,
okay.
You're not paying either.
But what I'm saying is,
we already went over your finances.
No,
don't make me call G.
But what I'm saying is, to my point is that I want hot water too. I need hot water too. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if you don't have hot water, I don't have hot water. And if I have hot water, you have hot water. That's the way it works. So if my water is getting hot, that means yours is going to get hot. See, now you're trying to switch it up to a time issue. How bad you want to take a shower then? Because I'll wait the 20 minutes. As a matter of fact, I'll take a cold shower. It's been scientifically proven that cold showers help you with your health.
So not only are you a slumlord, now you're WebMD for the building. That's how you're selling it to folks. You're like, hey, cold shower is actually good for you.
Cold showers are scientifically proven. Like if I would have
on 13-degree weather day,
I was thinking about this as I'm driving over here. I was going to ask you, in your pool, do you drain the water during the cold? No, you don't drain it.
You got to keep the water.
You got to keep the water, right? So I was even thinking if I would have gone yesterday, I would have taken a plunge in your pool.
Yeah, chances are you wouldn't have made it through the top layer because it's frozen.
It's frozen?
Yeah.
Is it completely frozen though?
Well, you got to
stand
on top of the pool.
No, I would crack it. And that's what I was trying to do.
You look like one of the polar bear guys. You do that?
Yeah, I've done it. But I want to do it on a regular. I don't want to wait. I want to have a cold plunge whenever, because and this is what you see. We transition, but I don't really want to. But cold, and it's not even cold water. It's lukewarm. Stop being little pussies, man.
Well, Chris, the argument would be that he's probably a smaller gentleman, so he doesn't have the layers to withstand the coldness.
You just looking for excuses to defend the
tenant.
The tenant.
There we go. The tenant.
All right, we'll keep it here. But
hey, Chris, I'm sorry. let's I was thinking let's just take a little break right here.
Uh-huh.
All right, play a little music. Let's call our guest to see where he's at. I haven't heard from him,
No,
so
go
I
ahead,
just want
brother.
to
Go
see
ahead.
that he's still coming on. So sit tight, people. We're gonna put on some music. Again,
Put
you're
some-
listening to Breeze
Oh,
Shooters
shit,
on
wait.
DTF Radio.
Wait, the music is mine.
You can catch Breeze Shooters podcast on the Social Notion Network, a fresh new video network featuring up-and-coming creators who are making moves online. Catch interviews with actors, musicians, sports stars on IGT. I can't reach our guest for today, so if he comes, we'll try to squeeze him in. If not, we'll just continue what we do, Chris.
Might be easier. You know what? What might be easier? Just get them. Let's do a Zoom thing at some point. It might be easier that way too.
No, I
'Cause
think he was really looking forward.
No,
to
I know
coming,
he was. Believe me, I heard the, I heard the messages.
Again, if you want to call into the show just to say what's up, talk to me and Chris, 347-721-3161. Again, that's 347-721-3161.
Can you let me say? This is
Just say something.
No,
Say
but
something.
I'm trying to get in the middle, and you. I'm like. Let me ask you. Say it again. Listen. Look, people. Don't ever forget who's the talent. People come to see me. People come here to hear me.
Please call in and tell us if you've come in to see Chris.
100% is all about me, man.
Yo,
wait a minute.
Saturday. What is that? Saturday.
Saturday.
Funny stuff, man. Funny stuff. I learned that my buddy, Will, he sits in on powerful meetings. Really, like he had information regarding the COVID vaccine that I didn't even know. Like he's a big dog.
It's funny because I don't know if you know the passion in his voice. The passion in our brother Willie's voice was.
Why don't we paint the picture? So we're having a conversation. We're going back and forth. We're talking about the vaccine and the boosters, and
this is why we're playing poker.
While we're playing poker, and we're just talking about because it's such a hot topic, but it seems like nobody really knows anything, and it's just a lot of theories being thrown out. But however, my friend Will, since he's in the health industry, he got really animated.
Animated is a very good word to describe him.
And he pretty much tried to squash all our theories to tell us, since he works in that sector, he has information that we're not.
He's privy. He's privy to information that we're not.
Now you can pick it up from there.
So, see for those of you who don't know Willie, when Willie gets passionate about things, me personally, I shut the fuck up.
He could be a little scary.
He got
especially during the cycles.
When he's getting off a cycle, that's when he's most dangerous. When he's getting off a cycle, but he gets so passionate, and do you see his? Without really knowing, the way I describe people, how they
crazy eyes.
Crazy eyes.
Yeah.
So Green Eye Willie. I said no, not Green Eye Willie. Crazy Eyes Willie.
Because he has, like, if you just take a snapshot of above the nose, below the forehead,
yes,
he has that Lou Ferrigno look. Like,
yes, like Lou Ferrigno.
What's wrong? No, I'm good.
When David Banner's about to turn into the Hulk,
transition,
that middle, that's what
he's squinting.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if we're out there, young guys that don't know this, but
I was in the meeting.
I was in the meeting,
and he's banging the table, and
everything went silent.
I'm like, and then of course, his boy, his boy Danny is.
Shout out to Danny.
What is it? He's still a Bush enthusiast, or not?
Yeah.
I like the way he spoke to me. I enjoyed it.
It was
I like
a good conversation.
So the thing is, Danny has been known to challenge Will.
Oh yeah, physically and verbally.
Yeah, exactly. Me, Lou, Shafiq, we know. We don't really want to get into that. Danny, I don't know if Danny has a death wish or not, but when it comes to challenging Willie, physically or verbally, he has no problem.
Absolutely.
So then we got into the vaccine, and what do you know? To put you guys in perspective, put you up to date. We're talking about whoever got the vaccine, are we protected? I say yes, we are. Whoever got the vaccine, we're protected. And then Danny was saying the boosters.
No,
Was it-
what Danny was saying was that a majority of the folks that are in hospitals now are tend to be your unvaccinated population.
And that's a stat. Yeah.
So he was pretty much saying that had they had the vaccine, maybe they wouldn't be in the hospital. They'll be sick. You'll still contract the virus. However, you probably could avoid a hospital visit.
Hospital
And
station.
Willie's was like, no, that's bullshit. The vaccine doesn't do nothing. It doesn't matter if you have it or not. And it kind of just spilled there. But where I really wanted to go, and it was funny, you're a fat bastard, by the way. So Willie's a good cook. So he makes these phenomenal chicken sandwiches, and he makes these meatball sandwiches. So I get there a little late. Chris already had 3 chicken sandwiches. So I got there late and I had some food before I went there. So I said, he offered me the sandwich. I said, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. I ate. And then so these guys, these sandwiches are phenomenal. You got to try them. I said, maybe later. I'll try them later. So later comes, it's about 2 hours later. I said, hey, Will, you know what? I'll take one of those chicken sandwiches. So Willie made the mistake of placing the chicken sandwich in the center of the table of bears. When I go to reach, I see a big bear claw, which is Chris, pull the plate over to him and he starts like sneezing on it. I said, fucker, you got it. So then that's one thing. And then at the end of the night, he still has some meatballs left over on the pot.
Those meatballs were very good.
Well, I could tell they were good because his poor wife and daughter couldn't eat the next day. So I saw him yesterday and he goes, yo, how many meatballs did you guys take? And then he goes, I said, I only took maybe 1 or 2. I said, how many you had there? He goes, that's about 14 meatballs. I said, fucking Chris, he must have took them. And then I find out, you tell him, oh, Lou put them in his pocket for the car ride.
Yeah, because he texted. He texted me. He texted us.
Uh-huh.
Yo, I went over to eat the leftover meatballs and there was only 3 left.
Uh-huh.
And in reality, Lewis, 3 is enough. I don't want to tell him how to feed his family, but his oldest daughter wasn't home, so he had his wife and his younger daughter, a meatball each. And if you want to make it, listen, I got a perfect trick for you people. What you do is chop it up. Yep. 4 pieces.
Chris, you used to do that with the girls with the Chef Boyardee.
100%.
You strike me. I can see you still eating a Chef Boyardee. Have you tried it like later on in life? Like you know what? Cool. I think we're somewhere here now.
Okay.
What are some of the things that you're disappointed in that, like, as a kid, they were like the gold standard of like greatness? Now, in your plus 30s, 40s, in your case, 50s, you go back to it.
No.
You go back to it, and it just doesn't have the same taste.
Early 40s. But
that's not what she said. All right.
You know what? It's crazy.
Anything strikes out. Anything pops up.
I want to tell you, I was a cream soda guy.
They still hold up for me. No,
they have like a
Dr.
different,
Brown.
Not the Dr. Brown, the A&W.
A&W, that was a good root beer. They had a good
the root beer. So the root beer and even the root beer, or maybe it's that my palate has changed.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't taste like when I was a kid. That was like an explosion in your mouth. Pause.
Yeah.
But it was
cream.
You was salivate. But let me throw one at you. Since I'm in the soft drinker, do you remember Mellow Yellow?
Mellow Yellow. You know what? I remember it, but I didn't have a lot of interactions with it because I was a Mountain Dew guy. But with Mellow Yellow and Mountain Dew, yeah, I think it is the same thing.
I think Mountain Dew is the higher level.
Yeah, but Mountain Dew is good.
But going back to the Chef Boyardee thing, when Hurricane Hugo hit Puerto Rico, wow. It affected us. We're going back.
That's mid-90s, I think.
Yeah. So I had to. We were without light and without electricity for almost 2 months. So that's when I knew that I could eat the Chef Boyardee. This is when you know you're a fucking survivor. This is when you could eat the Chef Boyardee straight out the can. That's the first time I realized that I was that. You know that meme.
Without heating it up, you ate it like that?
Like that, because you understand something.
It's just room temperature.
No, and not only is room temperature, that's already cooked. You basically, How much?
It's cold. It's cold spaghetti. Like if it's at room temperature, it's cold spaghetti.
Yeah, but it's already. What I'm saying is the meatballs and everything already cooked. How long did you? I'm assuming you ate Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
Less than a minute or two.
Because you're heating it up.
That's it. Yeah.
So it's funny story, and I know we.
No. Listen.
So
listen. You're helping us right now because we weren't planning for this.
I don't have a can opener.
Okay.
At that point, I think the mother of my kids, she wasn't too happy with me, so I sit outside. I sit outside in the stoop, and I grab the you know that we're gonna call it a butcher knife, that big knife, the one that you see, So
I just stabbing around.
I stabbed it. I hit it against the floor. The knife goes in, boom, and then I go around the thing.
Yo, dude, that's like an episode of Survivor. Like if somebody was recording you, you would have been on an episode of Survivor. Look at this! Look at this guy!
I'm over here. This bitch think I can't take care of myself. I eat this shit right now. I don't need nobody from no thing.
But and I know what you're talking about because I did something similar. You know, with the can opener that it pops it,
yes,
and it makes like a little
you did
a triangle. I would go all the way around, and then you kind of like bang it. But the thing is that when you go in there with your fork or knife, you kind of cut your wrist.
Great, we're gonna get to that. So when Hugo happened, I used to live in a I could compare. It's like a community where there really is not a lot of land, but the houses are right next to each other.
Yeah.
Like what you see La Perla, it was something like that, right? So I'm sitting outside on the stoop, and boom. So there's a house. There's the sidewalk right here, and there's a house right there. There's the pathway and a house right there.
Chris, you must have been really hungry, right?
I was.
Or you were just out to prove a point. I can survive.
It was a combination of things. But the funny part about this is that I found out later in life, like a few years ago, that there is something like emotional eating. So, and I've been suffering from that for a lot of years. I've been suffering from that for a lot of years.
Oh man.
So what happens? So
somebody was seeing you from across the street.
Yeah, not across the street. It's the.
I know, like directly.
The neighbor.
Directly across.
So, because I'm pretty sure that my banging, because
you're disrupting the neighborhood.
That aluminum makes a lot of screeching noise when you clank, clank, clank. Yeah. So the neighbor in front, she goes, so now that end piece, instead of me going all around, I got to do this to snap it off. So I snap it off, but the jagged edges are going all around the thing. It is what it is. I'm upset. This bitch thinks I'm not. Shit, I'm from Brooklyn, man. You know, this motherfucker don't understand this shit. So I'm not gonna start from the shit. So I start eating it, and I'm eating it without knowing that I can eat like that.
Okay.
So I was like, this is not that bad. So
I discovered something.
So so people, I gotta try to paint a picture for those who are just listening. So what do you call those windows? You know the windows in Puerto Rico, the la persiana,
the shutters.
The shutters.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for you to open or close those windows without making noise.
They're loud.
So the neighbor in front try to open it really, really. So, but you hear it. So I don't want to make eye contact with nobody. I'm pissed off. So she opens the shutters just a little bit, and she looks down. She goes, and I'm translating people. She goes, "Hey Chris, I got a gas stove. I could heat it up for you if you want."
You see it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have on the Lockout podcast host, we got Mr. Warpath joining us. Welcome, War.
Woo!
How you doing? Hey, War, you know what? This is going to be rapid fire. We're going to go right into it, Pablo. Tell us about On the Lockout. What is the show about so people can know, and where can they find your show? Let's start there. War, just bring the mic a little closer to you.
On the Lockout is it's on a lot of platforms. You can just Google On the Lockout podcast, and you find all the places that we are, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon. It's on a lot of platforms. It's on YouTube. I do like a visual, like video type format, and it's cool, bro. We talk about dudes coming from prison, my stories, from homelessness to drug addiction, a lot of things. Is something that I take dearly because it opened the doors and for a lot of people to start actually doing the same thing in New York, you know.
And War, one of the things that intrigued me about you is your art, your mastery of storytelling.
Yes.
When you're telling the story, bro, I feel like I'm there with you, like I'm in the war with you. But of course, I'm not doing nothing. You're doing everything. War, go get him. But have you been telling stories your whole life, or is this something that you kind of just got good at as you went on?
Basically, I was doing it on and off for
Okay.
like over like a decade, but based my incarcerations were stopping me and like running around in the streets. One of the things that really opened my eyes to like yo, I could do something was actually when Bimmy from the Supreme team in
Okay.
Queens, I walked inside a barbershop and I was like, I could curse?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can.
yeah.
I was like, yo, what the fuck is popping in here? What's popping? You know, the New York thing. And then I said it in Spanish. ¿Qué lo que está pasando aquí, papi? So he listened, and I heard behind me him say, yo, who's that dude, bro? Something about him, his voice, his demeanor, he'll be good to host the podcast show. And he was with the guy from Shade 45
Okay.
that used to be around Meg, rest in peace, and all that, right? And I was like, yo, you're Bimmy, right? He was like, how you know? I was like, I just didn't want to be a groupie. So he was like, bro, I'll sign you right now. I'll put money in your pocket, thousands right now to host the show. But I didn't want to be like, take his money. And I knew I had to get a few things together. So I said, yo, give me a minute. You know, I was on my DMX shit. I'm still running the streets. I'm still dipping and dabbing. Like, not even dipping and dabbing. I was swimming in this shit. You know? So, boom. So I went and I locked in. Bang! I went to a detox. You feel me?
Gotcha.
And when I went to the detox, while I was there, I was able to get my thoughts together. Like, yo, what you really want to do? You know, because he wasn't the first offer. It was a lot of offers because I was doing music here and there. I was writing for a lot of Spanish dudes, English there's a few cats por ahí with my lines and their shit. You know what I'm
I
saying?
didn't even know you were writing music.
Yeah.
What kind?
I actually can make up music like from my head. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't do that with the stories, fellas. So, you heard? Like, yo, he be lying, nigga. You heard? He's freestyling. So nah. But music has always been a part of my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican. But it stood on my mind that they offered me all that bread. You know what I'm saying? And my thoughts was like, yo, you know what? I could do something if I stop playing around and running around in the streets.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And for him to tell me that Bimmy, he was a A&R, like he's Waka Flocka's family. You know, I gave him his props. I made a whole video on YouTube, a tribute to Bimmy.
Oh, nice.
Because I gotta keep it real. It don't matter that he be around, who he be around, and I was this or whatever. I don't care about that. I don't see color. I see a human being and a good person. So the power of word, right?
Mm-hmm.
People don't focus on the power of word. Those words that he told me were powerful to me. You know what I'm saying? To have me, yo, bro, I gotta do something because that's not I've been around a lot of rappers, a lot of in the industry, and I could have done a lot of things.
Gotcha.
And I didn't because I was on my rest in peace DMX Puerto Rock way. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're a good dude. You got a lot of talent, but, you know what I'm saying? You like to lock out too much. You gotta lock in, my nigga. You feel me?
And that's how the name came about?
The name came about because on Rikers Island, when they opened the cell blocks, they'd be like, on the lockout.
Okay.
And not everybody locks out on the lockout. I don't care what they tell you, bro. They lying, my dude. So that stood in my head. That's the thing that we always wait for on the gate. Like, yo, open that shit like bulls. You heard? I'm going straight to that phone. Yo, don't touch that, son.
Yeah.
That's me. You heard? So yeah. So it stood on my mind, and I always knew. I said, dudes told their Rikers Island story before, right? Because we got to give props to dudes. They told it in the 70s, whatever, right? But nobody had took it and made it a podcast where they was talking about it every day. Like every day on my title would be Rikers Island or Rikers Island Correctional Facility or Rikers Island Stories. And when I started that, I seen other dudes on their shows, a lot of shows, bro. You know, like K Solo, Mac Mean. You know, I give props to dudes. You know, it is what it is. I don't hate nobody. Everybody's doing their thing. And it makes me feel proud that dudes, we took something and we opened the door for people that now dudes will be like, yo, I'm coming home. And there's a better way, Poppy. If you be patient, you can make $1 and a franc beats a blank.
Yeah. There's a platform.
There's a platform. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, I'll be damned. You know, I'm not gonna lie and say I don't feel good. Yeah, if people ask me like, yo, don't you feel good? Like you started a wave, my dude. Like I started this looking up to you. Like I want to do what he's doing. You know, a lot of people said it, but I want to do it better. That's a beautiful thing, my dude. You can do it better. I want you to do it better. You heard?
Absolutely.
But I'm somebody told me, Latin Pain, he's another dude that has a show. He told me, yo, one thing about you, boy, that I noticed, you get mad when people don't give you your props. Like you know, you one of the first ones because you're competitive. You grew up hip hop, and that's still in my head too. The power of word. I am competitive. I'm like, my dude, you talking about when you started it, but you're not saying where you got it from, man. You know, and that was it. You know, that's my whole thing. Shout out to all them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Tales from the Pen. Everybody, man. Everybody doing their thing, and it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? When people communicate and tell their story, so that people deter. My whole goal was to deter the youth and older dudes in general, right? To stop going in and out of Rikers Island, you know? And if you've been there, and if you even been there one day, bro, one day away from your family, they suffer more than us. It's kind of deep. You know what I mean?
You know, and you know what? And that's one of the things that I think your podcast brings to life. Like young kids hearing that, like, yo, it's not sweet in there. Because I hear some of the stories you're talking about, and I'm like, yo, it's mentally, you got to be a monster. You got to be strong to be like, yo, I'm going to deal with this today. And especially if you got a long bid, you got to deal with that every day. Like, I hear your stories when you guys clash with other groups. Now you have to fear for your life. It's not easy, man. And there's only so much real estate. So it's like they could corner you off and things of that nature. So it's scary. You know, it could be scary. Question that I really have for you. Do you have to be associated with a group to survive in jail? Like, guys that are not associated, how do they make out in jail? Is it tougher for them, or they kind of just play the ball, be like, yo, I'm not involved, just, you know, trying to get through?
A lot of dudes survive. Like a lot of people tell me, like, yo, you don't be talking about when the neutrals was like a dude that's NFL neutral for like he's not down with nobody, right?
Okay.
I don't have a problem. There's a lot of neutrals. Respect to them. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's trying to sound tougher than nobody. I'm trying to be as humble as I can be. Some of my stories, I tone them down because people is unbelievable. Like, you such a small dude. You know what I'm saying? But I was always brolic. But when I was coming through, smoked out on the island and running on a mission, whatever, jail was always your house. So it's like you comfortable because this, oh, now you in my house now. What up? Yeah. So you eat a little bit, get your weight up, and the game changes, right? But dudes live and all that, you know, my wife that's right here, she tell people like, bro, I used to put dudes on the phone and be like, you want to call? Ask my girl if you could call. Big dudes. So in Rikers Island in New York, we don't believe in height, bigness. It'd be a little dude. There was a dude smaller than me, 50 Cent, the blood dude. He was so little. He was like a midget, respectfully to him. You might hear this and be like, yo, well, I ain't no midget. But I felt good because when I met 50 Cent, he was smaller than me. And he was one of the wildest dudes in the building. So, you know, I come from an era where it was popping. The war was on. I'm Latin King. It's 92, 93. So it's not like you had to be down with something, but you was better off, my dude. Spanish people was not calling. If you was a regular Latino and the majority was Puerto Rican there, you was not using that phone until somebody came through. So that stuck to me. Like, my people can't call, bro. I'm putting you in the infirmary, bro. You going to the clinic right now. Like, papi, you going to the clinic ASAP. So I became like a demonized because I there was times that I lock in my cell and I'm like, yo, I can't believe that the Latinos is letting these dudes do this. And it's sad, right? Because we all know that the majority that was doing that to them was black. So everybody says, you know, the Latin Kings were oppressing us, right? They were being oppressed. It always seems like oppression when the numbers is stacked against you, right? Gotcha. So it's not oppression. It's the Latin Kings were laying order. There's always bad apples and everything. So dudes go on a show recently on YouTube and they're like, we was being oppressed, blacks. They were like real racist towards us. Nah, they were setting order because if they didn't, they wouldn't be calling no Latinos. So when I went into a house and I'd be like, there's a king phone here, Nah, there's today, bro, or somebody's going to the clinic.
Okay.
You feel me? Because there's 2 phones, bro.
Yeah.
And they both can't be blood phones.
Yeah.
That's not happening, bro. Not around me. Respectfully to everybody's gang, right? We talking about when we was there. We're not talking about today, right?
Yeah, no, I got you.
So, because sometimes you tell these stories and people get upset. They like, oh, he hates all our gang. And if you look at my video, most of my videos, I'm with Bloods. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care what you involved with, but I'm not gonna allow the bulliness of my people.
Well, we're gonna just put a pin on it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna transition outside.
Okay.
We're gonna pick up the rest. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for an episode of Breeze Shooters, and I want to thank our guest today, War. Again, you can catch his show on the Lockout, which is on YouTube, Twitch, and are you?
I'm on Facebook. Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
Facebook Live.
Spotify.
Make sure to check him out. I mean,
Apple
really,
Podcasts everywhere.
as you can see in the short time here, very entertaining. Really good show. So we're gonna pick this up outside.
Thanks
okay?
for having me. Love
All
you
right,
guys.
cool.